In this video, we're going to talk about kangaroos. You know, when you think of Australia, the kangaroo is probably one of the first things that pops into your head. It's a total icon. But behind that famous hop, there's a world of surprising complexity. We're going to uncover the secrets behind this incredible marsupial, from its unbelievable biology to its surprisingly deep social life. Okay, so here's the game plan for our deep dive. We'll start with the basics, then look at where they live, check out their unique anatomy and social lives, and we'll finish up with some facts that are going to absolutely blow your mind. So, Section 1, Australia's iconic hopper. First things first, let's get into what actually makes a kangaroo, and what makes it so special in the animal kingdom. The most important thing to get right off the bat is that kangaroos are mammals, but they're a very special kind called marsupials. This means they give birth to these tiny, underdeveloped babies, we call them joeys, that have to finish growing inside the mother's pouch. You can almost think of it like an external womb. It's a pretty wild biological feature that really sets them apart. Okay, so now that we know what they are, let's talk about just how many of these unique animals are actually out there and where they're hanging out. You might want to brace yourself for this number. There are somewhere between 40 and 50 million kangaroos hopping around Australia. That's right, kangaroos actually outnumber people on the entire continent. They are absolutely thriving. And you know, we often talk about the kangaroo like it's just one animal, right? But that's not the case at all. There are several major species. You've got the huge red kangaroo, which is the biggest marsupial on the planet. Then there's the eastern gray, the one you're most likely to see. The western gray is a bit darker, and up north you'll find the antilopine kangaroo. Each one is perfectly built for its own little corner of Australia. And these guys are seriously adaptable. They're native to Australia and parts of New Guinea, but you can find them in all sorts of places, from thick forests and woodlands to these vast, wide open plains and savannas. They've pretty much made a home for themselves everywhere down under. So how in the world do they do it? Well, let's get into the incredible biology that lets them not just survive, but truly thrive in all these different habitats. It all starts with their diet. Kangaroos are herbivores, just munching away on grasses, flowers, and stuff like that. But their digestion is super interesting. Kind of like cows, they can bring food back up to chew it as cud. But, and here's the eco-friendly twist, their whole digestive system produces way less methane gas, which makes them a lot greener than cattle. And we have to talk about that tail. It is so much more than just the tail. It's a powerhouse. They use it like a fifth leg for balance when they're hopping really fast. But it's also strong enough to hold up their entire body, which lets them lean back and just unleash a massive kick with both feet. And that brings us to that famous hop. Believe it or not, kangaroos are the only large animals on the entire planet that use hopping as their main way of getting around, and they are crazy good at it. The big ones can clear 8 meters. That's about 25 feet in just a single leap. But here's something you might not know. They aren't just solo hoppers wandering the outback. They actually have a surprisingly complex social world. For a long time, we kind of thought their groups, which by the way are called mobs, were just random. But recent research, like this quote here from Nora Campbell, is showing us something totally different. It turns out kangaroos actually make real, long-term friends that can stick together for years. And what's really fascinating is how different the social scene is for the guys and the girls. The females form these really tight supportive friendships, especially with other moms. The males? Their world is all about competition. They're constantly fighting for mating rights, and a mob is usually run by one dominant male who gets to be the dad to most of the joeys. But even with friends to back them up, life in the wild is definitely not a walk in the park. Their main enemies these days are dingoes, foxes, and humans. They used to have to worry about the Tasmanian wolf, but it's now extinct. So to defend themselves, they rely on those insane legs. A kick from a kangaroo can be lethal. Alright, now we get to what I think is the most mind-bending part of the whole kangaroo story. How they bring new life into the world. It is unbelievable. Okay, the journey of a baby kangaroo is just wow. After only about a month of pregnancy, the joey is born, and it's no bigger than a jelly bean. This tiny, blind newborn then has to make this incredible journey, climbing all the way through its mom's fur to get to the pouch. Once it's in there, it latches on and just stays put, developing for months. And just when you think it can't get any wilder, it does. A mother kangaroo is the ultimate multitasker. She can literally be nursing a tiny joey in her pouch, while also taking care of an older one that's already out hopping around, and get this, she can be carrying a third dormant embryo just waiting in line. This biological superpower actually has a name: embryonic diapause. It's basically a pause button for pregnancy. If things are tough, like maybe there's not enough food or her pouch is already full, she can just put the development of the new embryo on hold. It's an absolutely brilliant trick for surviving in a tough environment. As if all of that wasn't enough, we're going to wrap this up with a quick round of truly mind-blowing facts that just prove how wonderfully weird these animals are. Okay, brace yourself for this first one. A female kangaroo has not one, not two, but 3 vaginas. Yeah, 2 are for sperm, and the one in the middle is just for giving birth. Here's another fun one. Kangaroos literally cannot move backwards. Their gigantic feet and that powerful tail just physically get in the way. And that's actually why they're on the Australian coat of arms. They're a symbol of a nation that's always moving forward. Pretty cool, huh? And just a few more quick hits to finish us off. There are about 60 different species in the extended kangaroo family. And believe it or not, some of them actually live in trees. The name kangaroo comes from the word Kangaroo in an Aboriginal language. And out in the wild, these amazing creatures can live for up to 23 years. So yeah, that familiar kangaroo we all think we know, turns out it's way more complex and incredible than we ever gave it credit for. From their deep friendships to their reproductive superpowers, they are true survivors. And that really makes you wonder, right? If an animal we think we know so well holds this many secrets, what other amazing abilities are still hiding out there in the animal kingdom? Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.